Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Maureen and I make lifestyle content while living on Sanibel Island. So part of that means when you're living on Sanibel on a barrier island in the Gulf of Mexico, you are very prone to damage during hurricanes. So as you can tell by the title of this video, this is the week of Hurricane Milton. So if you're new here or you don't know a whole lot about hurricanes and things like that, Sanibel was a direct hit in Hurricane Ian 2 years ago, and I lost my home at the time. I was in a ground level. We had very damaging storm surge that covered the entire island and impacted us greatly. We were starting to kind of get back into the groove of things. I now have a new home, higher up, thankfully, but we're now going to experience Hurricane Milton. We experienced Hurricane Helene last week. Much of the island flooded. My house did not, but with the way things are going for Hurricane Milton, definitely gonna have some floodwaters here in my downstairs area. So that it's not built out or anything. It's kind of like a glorified garage storage space. So anything that I have down there, gonna try to move up other than like outdoor furniture. That survived Hurricane Ian, so I'm not really concerned about that. It'll just kind of be floating around down there. But with that being said, we have some prep work to do. We're gonna try to evacuate no later than tomorrow morning. If we can evacuate today, that's great. We do not have a mandatory evacuation order. I know a neighboring island here in Lee County called Fort Myers Beach, which is on Estero Island. They have an evacuation order mandatory that is going to be starting at 3 p.m. today. So we're just gonna try to get everything done. I have another vlog from this weekend. I'll have that link down below, kind of showing other prepping. We're gonna try to get some sandbags, but I'm not gonna sandbag the whole thing because we're now predicted to have anywhere from 5 to 10 feet of storm surge. Sandbags aren't gonna really do much with that, so just only like certain areas that are a little bit more prone to water coming in. So we're just gonna deal with that. I'm pretty much packed up other than like a few minor things. I always have a list prepared because I'm used to this. I've done this before. It's just, it is what it is. So I'm gonna take you along for this week and what that entails. So we're gonna be going inland, so we will be, okay, we're gonna have winds and everything and rain, but nothing like what we've experienced here. Probably going to be kind of like Hurricane Ian all over again. Definitely, my heart hurts for my community. Sanibel has been through a lot since 2017. 2017, we had Hurricane Irma. 2018, we had record red tides that really hurt businesses. And then 2020, we had COVID. 2022, we had Hurricane Ian. 2023, we had recovery, and then Adalia, although it was much farther away, like the direct path, there was still flooding on the island in certain places. Then this year, Tropical Storm Debbie, so some places once again flooded. Hurricane Helene, a lot more of the islands flooded. Now Hurricane Milton, which we're all going to be impacted by this in some way, shape, or form. So it is unfortunate, but that is where we're at. So like I said, let's just get to prepping. Right now I'm doing a load of laundry. I've said this in my last vlog, so I probably said a lot, but for a hurricane, you want to clean as much as possible. So cleaning out my fridge, doing cleaning around the house, doing laundry, all of that fun stuff, because when you go without power for several weeks, which is probably going to happen here, if you don't have your trash out, if you don't have all those cleaning things done, etc., your house is gonna stink. It's not gonna smell good. So try to mitigate that as much as possible. I have some people coming this afternoon to help me with some heavier pieces from downstairs. I'm gonna try to move up to my living level. I am 18 feet above, just kind of in the air, if you will. So my living level should not be impacted unless something crazy changes. That's just kind of where we're at. So I'll let you know how this week goes. All right, you guys, so getting further on getting some things done and getting that laundry done. We also found out, so we ran out of sand for sandbags over the weekend, so they replenished that this morning. So a lot of people over there, I have a family member over there, try and get things going for that. And to get the dogs fed, they don't seem very hungry, but I think they sense something is up. We also got, because we get news releases from our city of Sanibel, they're gonna have another briefing on that, so we can watch that at 9:45. So we've got a little over an hour to go. Before that, like I said, one of the neighboring islands has issued a mandatory evacuation. A lot of times what happens with mandatory evacuations, that's determined at the county level, but this city, which is what, or I guess it's considered a town, Fort Myers anyway. Their local government issued one, so that I don't know how that exactly that works, if they got like permission from the county or that type of thing, because typically you don't issue those unless the county's issuing those, but I'm sure they're working together to figure that out. So I don't know if we're going to have a mandatory evacuation. We technically have not had one since I've moved here. I know, can't remember in Ian if the county was considered mandatory or not, but I know the city never called a mandatory evacuation for Ian. They didn't call it for any other storms since then. So we'll kind of see what happens there. I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, we are going to be evacuating either way. Hi you guys, it is quite a bit later, so we hurried and got everything prepared that we could. We did all we could do. They did issue a mandatory evacuation for where we live on Sanibel, as well as other zones as well. So it's a pretty major evacuation. So they're technically going to start it tomorrow, but we just wanted to get out ahead of it before the storm picked up. It was already raining a lot today, and conditions getting off of Sanibel on the causeway was already bumper to bumper, so it's going to be interesting tomorrow. So we just wanted to get out of there. We're at where we're going to be. I'm in a closet right now. I'm unpacking my stuff. Everyone else is getting ready for bed because we evacuated with multiple people. We are inland, but we are still going to feel it, and we probably will lose power at some point. This is going to be an epic storm. I am very tired, as you can probably tell. Lots of heavy lifting today, lots of running around. I'm exhausted, so I will hopefully sleep well tonight, because I know in the coming nights it's going to be kind of restless. We know that we're going to get storm surge regardless of where it hits. This storm is now reaching epic proportions. It's already a Cat 5 out, and it's going to be a day or so before it hits us. So it's going to be an interesting experience. Probably going to be even worse than Hurricane Ian was for us. So just praying for our community. And my dog is barking. She's ready to go to bed. So I will talk with you guys tomorrow and give you guys an update. Hi you guys. So in the closet over here again. Just trying to film where it's not like echoey or bothering anyone else that is here. It is now Tuesday, so it's Tuesday afternoon. We were at the house finishing up things like work-wise and getting things in place, because we will probably lose power within the next couple days, and it might be a while until we have power again. So getting things done that way. And then we did go to the grocery store, and we found a gas station too that has gas, because a lot of the gas stations in Florida do not have gas anymore because everyone is starting to evacuate. We did that, got some more groceries and non-perishable items, because we're just preparing for if the power does go out and having other things to eat, and of course your hurricane snack. All right, you guys, it is now Wednesday, so today Milton is going to make landfall. So we're trying to get as much done as we can, because we know we'll probably lose power even though we are inland. So we're gonna do some laundry first, have some breakfast, and then start to go through the fridge, see what we want to already toss, etc. But that's just kind of where we are at currently, and I'll keep you guys updated. All right, you guys, it is now Thursday morning. So yesterday evening, Hurricane Milton did make landfall in Siesta Key. So if you're familiar with like the different islands and the Gulf Coast of Florida, Siesta Key is about 2 hours north of us, give or take. That really just kind of depends on traffic. We did have damage to the island. We don't know the extent yet because we're not allowed to go out. They need to assess the damage, like first responders, things like that, make sure roads are clear and safe to go back to. We do know power was taken out. We do know there was storm surge on the island, but I don't think it was as much as we originally anticipated. So in that sense, it's a plus, but still there's going to be damages to my home and things like that that will need to be taken care of. But I'm just grateful that things are okay and that we'll be able to go back. The causeway did hold, so that is really reassuring, because if we had lost the causeway like we did in Hurricane Ian, that would definitely slow down the process. That gave us about like a month of not being able to use the bridge. It was about like 3 weeks, but it just really slowed down the process of getting things done. So since they've been working on making that a more resilient bridge, it did hold, thank goodness. So that is a plus. But I'm probably gonna end off this vlog here. So I know I've said this in like other videos, and I know I've made like a little statement on my like community tab of YouTube, but for the next several videos that you're going to see probably for the next month or so are pre-recorded. So if things seem out of order or like everything's back to normal, it's not. It's just that they were pre-recorded. So I'm just gonna be focusing on like recovery efforts, getting things done, and just being there for my community. So that's kind of just where we're at, but we were not, we didn't have the extent of damage we thought. We really thought it was going to be Hurricane Ian 2.0. So I'm definitely grateful for that. Definitely praying for all the communities affected, because Florida was affected in many different ways, but we're just thankful it wasn't to the extent we had originally thought. So just wanting to be there for Florida communities. If you are someone that has loved ones in Florida, or you vacation to the Gulf Coast of Florida a lot, one of the best things you can do is just to give back to those communities, whether you're supporting those local businesses. They may have different like GoFundMes, they may be asking people to buy their merch, etc., to help them sustain. There's lots of different ways that you can give back if that's something that you want to do. So my heart goes out to all those affected by all of these crazy natural disasters going on in our world right now and in the US. So I'm just gonna end off this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you went through Hurricane Milton and how you guys did, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my content. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.